Hello everyone, thanks very much for coming back and joining me. If you're new to my YouTube channel, my name is Julie and you're very welcome. Now, I have had quite a few of my subscribers, asking me, requesting for me to talk about the whole sort of deal with Robert Pattinson, or as I, cleverly thought, well, not really cleverly, but Robert Pattinson. Probably really bad, guys, but I like to try and at least be kind of somewhat, funny, but it's probably not working. But anyhow, I was wanting to make a video to talk about it since, as I say, quite a few people were asking me, what's your thought on the whole situation. Now, first of all, as far as I'm aware, it's not something that has been confirmed as of yet. That's how I'm sort of looking at it anyways. I am wondering, is this some sort of a joke, guys, just to kind of see how fans would react, but also to see who we would like to play Batman. It could just be to sort of get, an insight for people to, for it to sort of blow up news-wise, for people to sort of say, oh no, this person would be good, or that person would be good, or something. I don't know. I could be wrong, guys, but I always try to I'm always looking into things a bit deeper. But anyhow, if it is going to be him, what a terrible choice. I mean, we already had the terrible Ben Affleck playing as in, the movie Batman versus Superman. Now, I will be honest, I absolutely hated that movie. I thought it was terrible. I felt that it was kind of beneath Henry Cavill. I felt really sorry for him as an actor. And there was, some moments of him in that movie that were cool and that I did like, but I did not like Ben Affleck in that movie at all. But Ben Affleck did a pretty terrible job. I don't really mind him. There's a wee Christmas film that he's in that I don't really mind. I can't really remember what you call it, but I have it on a memory stick and I watch it most Christmases. But it doesn't really matter about acting and things like that there. He was good in Pearl Harbor, I will say that. He was really good in Pearl Harbor. I like that movie, Pearl Harbor. But for the likes of Batman, no. But one thing I will say that did make sense was his facial sort of, bone structure and things like that. That suited it. And I suppose sort of physicality wise, I could see where they were going, right? But didn't like it, and I didn't like the movie, and I don't think he did a good job. But I want to talk about someone who I think could do a good job, which I will get to. But let's talk about Robert Pattinson, or whatever you call him, right? I was even looking up a list of his movies today, and I haven't really heard of any of them, if I'm honest. Now, of course, I do know, I think he was around 19 or 20, or he was kind of young, and he was in Harry Potter the Goblet of Fire, because I am a big Harry Potter fan. I've been to studios and everything like that, so he was in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, right? Anyways, and he didn't really bother me in that movie. I thought he was actually played his role quite well. But I know he's in things like Twilight and all that there, which I've seen sort of skipping through channels, but I haven't actually, watch them. So would I be right in saying, guys, that he's kind of more in romantic roles and things like that? I was actually reading, and apparently he's a musician as well. Don't know. And apparently he sort of started out in theatre, doing theatre stuff and stuff on stage. But to me, let's talk about him physicality wise, right? He looks kind of very skinny and just, I don't know, I'm not meaning to sound rude, but he doesn't look physicality wise like he would suit. I mean, let's think about it. When people think of Batman, they think of the cartoon. They think of comics. They think, right, okay, does that person suit as playing Batman? So when I sort of think of this actor, Robert Pattinson, I think to myself, how's he going to look in the suit? How's he going to look in the Batman suit? Is he going to look cool? Is it going to work? Also, is his facial structures going to work, first and foremost, right? I know there's a mask and everything, right? But you are still going to see, frame of his face, right? Is that going to work? Do you know what I mean? And also as well, what about the voice? Is he able to do a really deep voice, without, it really hurting him? And does he really have a deep voice in general? Not that I would know of, but then again, I don't really know anything about the guy. But let's just base it on looks, guys, alone. You know what I mean? And has he been in really good movies? Can anybody name me one good movie that he's been in? Unless you're a Twilight fan. I know you're all gonna, say Twilight. But someone that I think would be perfect. And here's another good point that I want to get to. Is Robert Pattinson gonna be doing a ton of his own stunts? Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. Or are they gonna have to get in, stunt doubles to come in and, talent-wise be able to pull it off? Because I have a perfect idea and a perfect solution for you, Stacey. What you want to be doing is you want to be rewatching that audition tape that went viral on the internet of Scott Adkins. And I'll tell you who Scott Adkins is. He was one of the acolytes for Dormammu in the Marvel movie Doctor Strange. It's my favourite Marvel movie, by the way. In one of the scenes, he's actually fighting Doctor Strange, right? And it's really cool. And he is actually a professional martial artist, fighter, stuntman. He does tons of stunts for a ton of movies. Just as a recommendation, guys, if you are looking to watch a movie of Scott Adkins, or you haven't heard of him and you're, nosy to see, I would definitely recommend Undisputed 2, 3 and 4. They're really awesome, honestly, and the fighting scenes are incredible. And honestly, that guy just blows me away. Like, he's so talented at what he does. I just think it would be a great decision for DC to just give his manager a call and be like, you know what, we won't even need a stunt guy, he can do the stunts because he's a stunt man anyways. What do you think? You know what I mean? Like, just give the guy a chance, please, DC, just give him a chance. Does any of you guys know Scott Adkins, by the way? And if you do, what's your favourite movies of him? And like, do you think that he would do well as Batman? And have you seen his audition tape? I honestly thought his audition was fantastic. And it's such a shame because we'll most likely never get to see him. I don't think we will get to see him playing as Batman. And that's a shame because he has, everything that I would say you would need to play Batman, and he really wants it as well. That's the thing, like Robert Pattinson, is he a fan of Batman? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. If anybody's a massive fan and knows everything that there is to know about Robert Pattinson, please let me know. Is he into comics and into all those sorts of type things? Because like Scott Adkins has said, I would love it and I've wanted it for years, and he would love to have the part. So to have someone that has that passion for playing as, the superhero Batman, to me that's what we need too. Someone who is genuinely interested in their role. Not people like Brie Larson who played Captain Marvel, and apparently, she had read the comics from she was young, right? But then it turned out that she said, I'm going to have to start reading the comics. I seen it in an interview. So she hadn't been reading the comics. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, like, I just kind of feel he has the passion and the interest there, and he wants this. So to me, I think that would even make a better Batman, but that's just my opinion, guys. If you want to talk about someone who has the physicality, he's got that. He's got the arms, he's got the whole structure, body-wise, he's got the face structure, and he can actually act as well. So you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like you've got to tick in all the boxes there, DC. And I actually reacted to his audition tape, which I will actually link below in my video description. I was really impressed by the audition. I thought it was cool, and it went viral, and people were just, really talking about it and everything, and saying like, yes, let's start a petition, let Scott Adkins be, the next Batman. And he actually recorded a video, sort of back saying, look guys, thanks very much, I'm really flattered and all that kind of thing. I can't remember word for word, but he was pretty much saying, let's face it, DC are not going to cast me. They are never going to cast me. And we all know why, guys, because he's not like a big massive, like, what would you call, like, Hollywood a star. But let's face it, he's got the whole darn package. This man has it all. This guy has it all. Clearly, to be casted as Batman, right? Some people might disagree, but let's face it, Ben Affleck wasn't good. We don't want another bad mistake. Now, if some people did like Ben Affleck, that is great. And if some people like the movie Batman vs Superman, that's great also. I didn't like it. But that is only my opinion. I was bored in the cinema, wanted to walk out. That would have been one of my last choices. Out of all of the people around the world that could have been Batman, he would have been the last person that I picked. So this Robert Pattinson thing is a joke to me. Is it a joke? I kind of think they're maybe just toying with us and playing with us, guys, just to start a whole, like, controversy, because it's to maybe get us all more hyped for who the new Batman's going to be, and to keep our minds thinking on, you have to think media and marketing, they're very smart and they're very coy, they know what they're doing. I don't think this is real, guys. I've noticed that in some videos people are actually taking it seriously, but until I actually have something confirmed, I'm not actually taking this seriously. I'm taking this as a joke, because it has to be, right? It has to be. Who knows? Scott Adkins, I want him to get the role, and I know he's not going to get it because, let's face it, they want to pick someone popular like Ben Affleck because he's popular. Like, why does it matter? Like, I mean, if someone would be good as Batman, just let them. Do you mean? Like, you just won't even need to hire a stuntman because he is a freaking stuntman. Do you mean? Like, you won't even need to do anything, you know, massively CGI wise, because that dude has already got the physicality. I mean, he's worked for it. I mean, he's constantly always training. Don't know what that was about, but anyways, he's always training. So I love Scott Adkins, and I want him to get the freaking part. Like, I love his movies. I've watched so many of his movies. I don't know what to really say about the whole Robert Pattinson thing, guys, other than, is he actually in major movies? And if so, aside from Twilight, are they any good? Has he done anything? Like, here's a question. Has Robert Pattinson done anything to kind of like deserve this role? Does he go to the gym a lot? I know it sounds awful, but like, does he work out? Is he physically fit? What would he look like in the suit? Is he too skinny? These are questions I clearly need answered to, guys. You can let me know. I don't really know. I'm sorry if it's kind of all over the place. I don't really know what else to say other than it would be a terrible, terrible idea, in my opinion. I would be interested in going and watching how he pans out as Batman, in my opinion. I know it's always good to give someone a chance, but I just think that that would just be too corny for me. I'm sorry. I don't want to see, you know, Batman versus Twilight. Do you know what I mean? Like, Twilight Batman. Anyways, guys, let me know all your thoughts and opinions in the comments section. I think this is just a joke, honestly, to get people talking. But aside from that, guys, I wanted to ask, here is my overall question that I want to know down in the comments section, apart from all your thoughts and opinions about this in general. But if you could pick 3 people that would be in like an audition or like a run-in for being the next Batman, who would you pick and why? And what did they do to deserve it? Or, well, not even what did they do to deserve it, but who would you pick and why? And if you can't pick 3 people, just pick 1. So anyways, guys, I'm rambling on, but I wanted to come on because, as I say, I must have had about 10 to 15 people actually asking me between YouTube and Twitter, what's your thoughts? Do a video. When are you making a video? Why are you not making a video? So here it is. I hope that you like it okay, and that I kind of, you know, spoke on my thoughts on what I think about it. I think it's a joke. So let me know, and I will speak to you in my next video. But until then, don't forget that the Force will be with you always. Bye, guys.